So today, I need to give you this major financial warning because what we are now hearing is that a major bank or financial institution is planning on closing a lot of accounts and all accounts in one instance. Now, I'm going to explain what's going on here, but this is a massive financial warning. Your money might not be safe. So I'm going to break down what's going on, what this person just told me this morning, because again, they told me to inform my viewers as well, because this is something that is going to happen in the beginning of 2025. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So first off, I'm going to be very clear on something. A major financial institution, which I am not going to name, okay, for very clear reasons, but a major financial institution is planning on closing all accounts. I want to explain who is going to be impacted because of this and why this is happening in the beginning of 2025. First, let's start with that. Why would a company wait until 2025 to start closing accounts? Well, it's simple. They are going to use this holiday shopping season as a clear reminder of which accounts they can't lose and which accounts they do not want. Think about this for a second. If you are constantly getting an overdraft, you are at risk of seeing your accounts closed. This means your checking account, a savings account, even credit cards, even your credit card accounts, those will be closed. Here's another one. What if you haven't used your account for many months? Guess what? It will likely be closed. Now, I want you to listen to this comment, okay? This is what somebody wrote to me this morning. This person writes, Snyder reports, thank you for all you do and keeping us informed on current events daily. I do want to give you this warning though, and feel free to share this with your viewers. I work for a major creditor here in the US, and I was just informed that at the start of the year, we would be closing all credit card accounts with zero use in the last 6 months. We would also be reducing credit to accounts that are in good standing but have more than a 50% debt to credit ratio, and we will be reducing the cashback perks that we provide. I doubt we're the only company doing this too, as I know many of us did it initially in 2022 and 2023. Okay, let's talk about this, because this right here is what has many people a little bit upset. And I talked about this before, and I said how the hardest thing is when you are using a credit card and you use that credit card as your emergency fund. Here's the problem. If for some reason the credit on that card gets reduced, so instead of, let's say, a $5,000 credit limit, maybe you have a $1,500 credit limit. Here's the problem. If, let's say, you are stuck somewhere and you need to get a flight home and it's expensive, it's $2,500. Guess what? Your credit card won't actually cover that. You have a $1,500 limit. That's where you're going to be screwed. Or for people that own businesses, and I've talked about this many times before, that I have many friends that use credit cards as their way of paying for their business. Now, not a way to pay for employee salaries or anything like that, but the way they buy goods and pay for things like utilities and gas for vehicles and insurance and stuff like that. Well, guess what? Especially last year, when many of those people got their credit cards pretty much slashed, so instead of $10,000 or $15,000 limits, they were down to like $500 or $7,500. This hurt them. This hurt many businesses. I know a couple people that actually went out of business simply because their credit limit was slashed from like 30, 40,000 down to under 10. Those people had to shut the doors of their business because they couldn't keep it going, because the credit card was the only thing that was keeping them afloat. Guess what? Well, it's not keeping them afloat anymore. Now, I want to touch on this, okay? Now, I do know which bank this is. No, I'm not going to disclose that at this time, because this person made it very clear that this isn't something that is public knowledge, okay? At least not yet. But when this person says that that they're just informed at the start of the year we would be closing all credit card accounts with a zero use in the last 6 months. Here's the thing you need to know. That your credit card account, your account may be closed, but you will still have to make payments. You will still have to make monthly payments. However, you will not be able to use said account. And that is, let's say your account has a balance of $1,000, but all you've been doing is you keep paying down. You use the minimum payment or you pay a little bit more. Well, what this major financial institution is going to do is they're going to close your account and keep sending you the invoice. You got to keep making payments, but you cannot add to it. Your account's been closed. Your credit card will no longer work. Yeah, that's what's about to happen. And then this person says, we would also be reducing credit to accounts that are in good standing but have more than 50% debt to credit ratio. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's say you have a credit limit of $10,000, but you have a debt of, let's say, $6,000. That means 60% is debt to your credit ratio, to your $10,000. So 60%, right? That means that your account would be reduced. They would actually reduce your credit limit. Now, if you have a $6,000 debt on there, right, that's how much you owe, chances are they're not going to reduce it to $6,000. No, it's probably going to go to like $7,000 or $7,500. But that's if, according to this, if you have more than a 50% debt to credit ratio. Now, here's the other thing I don't know for sure. Is this only, and I didn't ask this person this, but probably should have, but is this only for people that have a higher than a 50% debt to credit ratio on that specific account or within your financial institution? Or is it across the board? Like all credit cards, all credit limits? That's something we just don't know yet. Now, one thing I will do is I will ask that question and I will bring you the update on that later on. The next thing is they will be reducing the cashback perks that they provide. This is something that we've been seeing for quite some time. It's nothing new, that instead of getting 2 air miles per dollar spent, maybe you get 1.5, right? Instead of getting cash back of 2% on all purchases, maybe it's only on specific items, eating out, right? Hotel purchases, airlines, but not shopping at Target and Walmart, not going to a gas station, not paying for your utilities, right? Those aren't going to get you, cash back at 2%. No, just 1%. Or like some cards that you have a cash back of 2%, but yet there's a maximum amount back you will get at the end of the year. It's not unlimited. Yeah, all these things are happening at this time. Now, I will leave you with that, but just understand this one last thing. This is a major financial institution that this person is working for. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is just the beginning. This is the first that we have heard of it. But my guess is some of these financial institutions have already been planning this for some time. The key here, though, is how do you spend during the holiday shopping season? Do you max out your credit cards? If you do, that might be disastrous for you. Do you not spend on them at all? If that's the case, this could be troubling too because your accounts could be closed. So just understand it's about being patient, but at the same time, spending just a little bit making payments. Okay? You have to show that you're actually utilizing the card, or else they could shut you down. So I will leave you with that, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.